All right, YouTube, we're back. We used to be the Monday night crew, and now we're the Tuesday night crew. In here to give you guys a little bit of entertainment. I'm on deck. I'm Lamont Tyson, Mr. Life Gains himself, bringing you guys a review with my homies, Moochella, who hang with the fellas, and that superstar movie star, J-Mo. How y'all doing tonight?
Go ahead, Moochella.
Hi, Jay. What's up?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
I'm still kind of dealing with this little cold I got, but other than that, I'm good.
Oh, you good? Okay. You good. We hear you loud and clear. And let me just tell everybody that's watching us right now, I want to be very, very thankful for this crew for sticking with me through the growth pains and through the reviews and everything that goes on in YouTube. It always helps when you have great content creators that stick by your side and help you out. And they're always a good ear to lean on. It was my birthday this past Saturday, and I want to be very, very thankful to Moochie and Miss K, who sent me a birthday serenade on Facebook. It made my day. They serenaded my wife. Happy Mother's Day. I want to give y'all a big shout out. I'm grateful. Thank you guys for coming through and doing that.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. Happy birthday, man. Getting up there.
I appreciate that, man. The age, like Aaliyah says, nothing but a number. No matter what my numbers say, I'm going to always feel and look like I'm in my 30s. So just get used to it. Just get used to it.
I hear that.
By the way, for those that enjoy The Wire, you enjoy Saints and Sinners, and most importantly, you enjoy We Own the City. Tomorrow at 9 p.m., Trey Chaney played Poot on The Wire. He plays Gordon Hawk on We Own the City, and he also plays Kendrick Murphy in Saints and Sinners. He'll be here with me tomorrow night at 9 p.m. for an interview. It's going to drop some dimes on y'all, let you guys know what is going on in his career, how he felt about filming We Own the City, and why he feels like this was an important thing to be filmed and showed to the world, considering everything we've seen in the last 5 years dealing with police. So be sure to come check us out tomorrow at 9 p.m. Having said that, we're here to talk about episode 3 of We Own the City. And before we go and do our show tonight, I'm going to tell you how we're going to do it. I've got 5 clips that we're going to recap from this episode because this show was heavy. It was really heavy. We're starting to get into the meat and potatoes. We understand who's who. We've kind of put together the backgrounding that they do to these different cops and to the different people they're harassing. And we understand what the DOJ and the FBI are investigating and why. J-Mo, tell the people how you felt about episode 3 before we deep dive.
Man, it was fire. I really enjoyed it. We got to see a lot of different aspects about how they all came to work together. How the corruption runs deep, even with each other. You know, he was corrupt and stealing money and then not even splitting it. Just dirty. They just dirty to the bone. How they steal and then write up that it wasn't as much money as they did take. Saying it was only 4,000 when they took like 40 or damn near 50, 45. It was just like, man, inescapable corruption and then peer pressure and different things on these grown men that made them feel that they had to do stuff or in a way justify why they do things. And it's just messed up. And then I like how, they said they ain't hurt nobody by taking money, but they kind of showed that ain't true. You took that money and, it have repercussions for some people. So I know we get into that a little later, but yeah, definitely. Good show.
How'd you feel about this episode?
I felt like it was a good episode. We're getting to know the characters more. We're getting to see who's dirty and who wasn't with the program. We even saw other people that just said, look, I can't even be a part of this, and change their whole detail.
Right.
So
because you can't snitch.
Yeah, so
right.
Because even if you snitch, you're a marked man on the street as a cop.
Mm-hmm.
So that's best to do. Like, look, I'm not with this. I'm not with this program of what they're doing. So I'm just going to remove myself from the situation. And I'm glad there was a lot of smart guys out there that did that.
Mm-hmm. Wow, good way to go. It's hard coming behind y'all. So I guess the only thing I can say is, for me, this episode just continues to prove the case of the flaws of human beings. All right. These fuckers used justifications that was stupid as hell to justify their criminal behavior by talking about people they're calling criminals. For example, Jenkins, okay? He felt the need. Let me save Jenkins, because he's a mess. We talk about Sergeant John. Sergeant John felt that he was justified in robbing these people of their money, robbing them of their guns, making these people look indignant in front of their families, because he felt like, oh, well, I'm getting guns off the street. I'm getting drugs off the street. So I'm fucking entitled to take money. Lord have mercy. Well, people will find anything to justify their own chaotic behavior. Yep. And the police is no different. Yep. There's absolutely no difference. I mean, let's just keep this thing real. A lot of police officers in rural areas, not urban, don't have a whole lot of education. You go through whatever academy training you have, there's nothing higher than that, and then they just throw you on the street, and I will admit, some chaotic situations. But if you have issues and flaws in your own personality, and now you are someone who has all this power, what the hell you think they're going to do? Mm-hmm. Literally, what the hell do you think they're going to do? And that's where we're trying to find a defining line with Attorney Steele, trying to figure out who she can trust in this episode and who she can't trust. And right now, I would have to say that police commissioner is on her don't trust list. What do you think, Jay?
Talking about, him. I think he actually is keeping it real with her. I think he been 100 with her. He been trying to tell her, yeah, they know my job is on the, gets replaced every year. The mayor that hired me is about to be gone. I want to clean it up, but really ain't much I could do because I don't have enough cops to replace the bad cops. And then some of the bad cops do make arrests. And I think he just caught in a bad situation. He know it. He told her. He said he still want to try to help, but really ain't much he could do because he'll probably be fired when the next mayor come in. So he like, damn, what can I really do? But he not really trying to stop her. He trying to help. I think he's really trying to help because he about to retire or close to his pension, and he ain't really got to put up with this stuff really no more. So he trying to do some right before his time expire. So I think he probably one of the few she could trust, but I don't think he gonna be able to make a difference. I don't think it's nothing he could do. Yeah. But you made a good point about the crookedness of people, and so I'm wondering, like, do you think that robot police or RoboCops in the future may be an option?
If the programming is right, yes. If the program, we're already seeing they've got specific robots at some concert venues in Europe where I don't know what they're called, kaleidoscopes or whatever these things are called. And they're kind of, I wouldn't say they're patrolling people, but they're monitoring the flow of the crowd. So maybe one day we're going to get some visions running around here patrolling people. I definitely could see that happening in the future. Maybe we won't be alive to see it, but I think it can happen. Moochie, are we going to be able to trust the commissioner?
I feel like he wants to help, but he doesn't want to be exposed for helping. Mm-hmm. He's worried about what's going to happen when the mayor is gone, because they always worry about the chain of command and how it will affect their career. So I feel like he's like worried about that. And even if he is towards the end, you still want to go out at that top pay. So that's what's on his mind right now.
And he trying his best to thread that needle.
Oh yeah.
And a good transition from them is this brother right here. He said it best. Let me find that picture because this brother dropped some D knowledge on y'all. This brother right here, the poet, he said it
Dirty
best.
water.
He said politics, yes, he said politics drains the soul of the righteous people. Damn.
Do y'all know who he is?
Talk about it, Moochie.
He's from the season 3 The Wire, the little kid that was stealing the cars.
He all
That's
grown
him.
up now.
Yeah.
Yep. And what he said basically got Miss Steele thinking the way I'm thinking. You probably can't trust the commissioner because he wants to do right, as my man said, but it's politics and it drains the righteousness out of your soul because it's a dirty game. But when we speak about politics, I'm going to tell you what makes me mad. We know politics is a dirty game. I don't like it when the people who you want to be making policies for you are trying to skirt this line of doing right when the adversary or the adversarial party is doing every Tom, Dick, and Harry crooked, dirty thing to win. Lying to the people, winning, getting violent, hatred people, winning, and the other party is trying to skirt this line. Well, we want to, when they go high, we need to go low and getting your ass kicked. We know it's dirty. Play dirty. Play dirty for the people. The people need you to play dirty and stop this cat and mousing, which is how I feel about homeboy right here. You need to stand up, figure out what your situation is, and help these innocent people. And I think that what's lost on everything, yes, he's in a very tight situation, but these people's out here getting killed at the hands of the cops, and sometimes they're getting killed not because the cops physically do it, but because of a chain of events that the cops put in place that kills them.
Exactly.
And having said that, let me get into a recap scene so that we can break this thing down, man. Let me go to this scene right here, man. It was a lot of good scene recaps. But this one right here, and this brother Wayne Jenkins, why is it that every crooked person in American history name is either Lee, Wayne, Jenkins?
He got both.
Here we go. Yeah, man, he got it all.
Double crooked.
Do me a favor, just wrap things up for us. Go on inside the house. What you mean? We live here, man. We not doing nothing. Hey, my man, did you hear me say you were doing something? We got a lot going on tonight. We need the streets clear, so go inside. Now, you still want to talk that fucking shit?
Christ, come on. It's enough, Wayne. Christ.
Yeah, now it's enough. Oh, look, maybe things, got out of hand,
You're an earner and you work your ass off. We are always going to protect you. Problem is you half-assed the paperwork. Always start with the attack. The threat to your safety can never be mentioned enough.
And that's just how they do it.
Yep, that's exactly what they do. I was afraid for my safety. They get their
story together. They get their story together, and they put it on paper.
Yep. And then because they're a cop, they got more credibility than the average person. So,
Moochie, I'm gonna start this with you. That was some bull job if I ever heard it. You beat this boy almost, I'm not gonna say to death, but you beat him pretty bad.
You gonna be bruised out?
Yeah, you asked him to do something that you know good and damn well you wouldn't ask no redneck waving a Confederate flag to do because they'd be trying to go to the local Capitol building and insurrect the fucking Capitol talking about freedom. You tell this boy to go in his house. There ain't no reason he need to go in the house. You give him some cockamamie scheme about why you need to go in the house. And then because you power tripping, you turn that car around, come back, beat him up, knowing he really can't fight you back because you got the weapon. And then when you get to the office, we thinking you about to get in trouble, only to see that your boy is happy with what you did, but is teaching you how to protect your ass in the future by making sure on that paperwork, you put everywhere on that paperwork, I was trying to protect myself. I'm going to come to you first, Moochie, but all I'm going to say is thank God for video cameras. And hell, sometimes that don't even work.
They don't turn them on. Yeah.
It doesn't. With this whole scene, it was very triggering to see him get beat up like that.
Right.
He got beat up, and beat up for being in front of his own house on his stoop. who are you to tell me to go inside?
Right.
If I'm sitting out here not like minding my own business, I just don't get that. And his friend was trying to be like, you know what, just let's go. And when he came back, he was getting ready to go inside, but it was just like he just jumped out and pounced on him. It was just horrible.
Yeah, one thing I think that was messed up. Yeah, the one thing that I ain't like about that is, man, these are grown men. They know how the game is played, though. You know cops is crooked. You know they dirty. Why give them that opportunity and arguing with them and stuff, man? Just step inside. I know you shouldn't have to, and who the hell is he? I get it. But he gonna be that dude that beat your ass and lock you up on some bull. So I'd have rather stepped in for 5-10 minutes, let him leave or something, and then come back. Then it show I don't care what you say. You beat my ass and take me to jail. No, you shouldn't have to do that. Yeah, that's all messed up that they would have to do that on their own porch. But that's the game. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't a kid. You ain't a teenager. So you should already know what you could be dealing with these crooked cops out there. You know, I just would have tried to avoid that. No, you shouldn't have to do that. They was minding their own business on their porch. I get it. But they still caught one. You know what I'm saying? So what would you rather be? In the right with an ass whooping in the police station, trying to go through all these changes or fighting it? Or just step inside, let them leave, and then go back and mind your business? You know, it's like Debo. They be trying to be quiet. I be quiet, but when he leave, I start talking again. Right. Or what you gonna do? Tell him I ain't gonna stop and get your ass whooped? So
that's a good point, Jay. They wasn't in a position of power.
Exactly.
100%, you're right. They was in the weakest position possible.
Man.
Look like they in the hood. They don't have a reputation, we assume, with anybody that's higher up in the chain of command. If you get your butt whipped, that can make something happen.
Right.
And Jay is right. You should not have to do this. You shouldn't. Just like people shouldn't be groped for wearing an outfit that's very revealing. But this is the damn reality we live in, and stuff is going to happen, and you have to take precautions on your own. And these brothers not being in a position of any power, not being connected to any authority, not being in a position where they can buck the system, probably would have been best to just go inside. But having said that, when you watch this, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to think about what is it you can do besides just voting to try to turn around this chaotic mess that's going on. Because this is a depiction of what not just happened in Baltimore. Imagine how bad this shit is happening in little rural areas. My wife just told me a story today. The Delaware State lacrosse team, and if you don't know who Delaware State is, they are a black HBCU. The girls lacrosse team was driving through rural Georgia. The bus now, the whole bus. And the fucking Barney Fife police pulls them over, says the bus driver was in the wrong lane, he wasn't, and commits to lifting up the thing where they keep all their bags and stuff underneath the bus, and starts going through it, college students now, to find nothing. Harassing these girls, probably thinking that they have weed. The cop even went as far as to say this. Well, you know, in Georgia, we ain't got no laws that say you can smoke weed. That's the bull job I'm talking about. And for all you cops out there, because there are some good cops that I know of that have been on the police force for 20 years, never done nothing wrong. We know you guys are in an insurmountable situation where we need you at some point in time to step up and say, hey, we disavow ourselves from these idiots, from these bad guys. Because in our society, the voices that you hear the most are the bad voices. And that's in anything in life. You don't hear about the good. Nobody cares about the good. What makes TV news is when the bad shit happens. So let me move on. Went a little long-winded on that one. Shout out to everybody watching us. We at 91. Subscribe. J-Mo got a channel. Moochie got a channel. I got a channel. Stick with us. Next clip, y'all. Let's check this one out. So we go from, let's see here, old Wayne to Everybody has got a grandmother somewhere in their family that would behave like this. Take a look at this.
I guess you think you're doing good policing up in this neighborhood.
Ma'am, we want to do a good job. Now, I understand why you feel how you do about police, but a good man died around the corner from here. I mean, a working man, just like me. Me and that clean brother up on your wall.
Miss Irene, up on the corner, she has a grandson. That boy is a devil.
He's a devil.
Yeah, that's the devil.
I'm gonna come to you first, Jay. That lady was talking about Tay. He's the damn devil. And what stood out to me, Jay, was how Suter was able to win her trust by simply talking about her husband, who was ex-armed forces just like he was, and that was able to get her to budge a little bit. Talk about that situation, Jay, because my grandma was the same way. I ain't seen nothing, don't do nothing, stay out of it, not because she didn't want to help the people who had been harmed, but because she was afraid of the police more than she was of the assailants. Talk about it, Jay.
Yeah, not only that, but also, like she said in that scene, I live here, so you guys can come and go. I gotta be here. If they know where I'm at and I'm running my mouth, they may kick in my door, basically. They could throw something through my windows. They could shoot me next, you know, and she a little old lady. What can she do? So, that's another reason why people don't talk, because if you all don't go and make this arrest and put these people away, they're going to come right back to where I am, because I can't go nowhere. I live here, and come after me for running my mouth, which then puts the fear in other people in the neighborhood not to say nothing in the future, you know. And he was smart into saying like that brother on the wall, because then that relate to her and brought back memories of that person. And he's saying, hey, that I'm trying to do like that person that was killed was trying to do good. And how would you have felt if the person on the wall was taken out in that manner? You would want some help. And so, you know, you got to kind of show that we human too, that we actually care. And when she saw, when she was later creeping out that door and saw him making the arrest, she was happy to see, okay, he did the follow-up. He did his job. And so, you know, that made a big difference. He put the pressure on old girl, which I still don't understand women and these bad boy mentality, why women love these crazy bad boys, man. I mean, she over here trying to go give dude some loving or whatever, and this dude over here is a devil. Trying to get that devil ding up in her, and she need to quit it.
There you go. That's what it is, Jay.
Right. He went devil on that ass. But
she thinks she's gonna get that thug passion. That's what she
right. He a devil in them draws. But you know, man, it's just that's the thing. You know what really hurt policing in neighborhoods, and it's changed in the last maybe 60 years, is that police used to walk the beat. And they got to know the neighborhood. They got to know the residents. People saw them walking around. And once policing became getting in the car, they no longer had contact with the community on a daily basis, saying hi, bye, talking, conversations. They only became like responders to incidents, which then you don't know these people in the neighborhood. You don't see these people in the neighborhood. You don't have any connections where people be like, oh, that's Lamont. They don't say, oh, look at this cop punk up in here. They telling you shit. They be like, oh, hey, Lamont, come here, man. Hey, such over here doing this and that, man. Hey, you know how it is. We trying to be cool out here. And there he is. Da-da-da-da-da. You'll know the problem people in the neighborhoods when you walk the beat. But they don't have cops walk the beat no more. They should have cops walk the beat. But maybe that's old school, man. I don't know. They got cops responding so many things. Maybe have some beat cops in certain bad areas, and then have cops that are, you know, in the cars, or, you know, have both, you know. But it is what it is. That definitely hurt policing when they stopped walking the beat, you know.
Moochie, what you think?
I feel like with this whole thing, I like the way he went in there and said, look, he's a working man, I'm a working man. And they were actual cops that were doing their job by the book. As well as just good black dudes. That's what I liked about it. Also, she's from The Wire. Remember, that was Daniel's wife. And
Dookie,
I like the way you see Dookie all cleaned up.
Yeah.
So that was I'm just liking the nostalgia of seeing old characters and seeing them portray different parts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got.
Y'all better get with this crew. Moochie be on it. J-Mo be on it. They hitting home runs tonight like Barry Bonds without the steroids. Just knocking them all out.
My head is getting bigger though. I mean, I don't know.
Your cheeks is big and rosy.
Moochie, you ain't trying to say J-Mo on that Jesse Williams. We gonna find out
Jesse Williams. I don't even know what he was on. I missed that story.
Oh boy, it's out
Who's
there.
Jesse Williams?
The actor?
The actor Jesse Williams. Y'all didn't hear about that?
No. What happened?
Oh Lord! So a new picture of him came out from when he was doing his Broadway days, and it had the women running, taking for cover, saying that they don't want no elephant trunk in their hoo-ha.
Woo-hoo!
He was excited doing that Broadway.
He got the real big magic stick.
And then they also tried to say that it was soft.
Soft.
He had a soft elephant trunk.
Yeah, it wasn't hard yet. They tried to say it was an
elephant trunk when it was soft.
Yeah, that's what they tried to say. So
then it was a baby arm when it was hard.
They say if you get them a baby arm, they say if you get an elephant with the trunk up, that's good luck.
Good luck. Yeah, it is. Especially stuff start coming out at the end of it. But anyway, I digress. Let me move on, ladies and gentlemen. Well said about the grandma. We understand what situation she's in. And it just takes people sacrificing, not just on the police side, but sometimes in the community, which is a very hard thing to do when you live in that community. Jay made a great point. A lot of things in life come down to relationships. You, as an individual, are going to go harder for somebody you know versus Johnny come lately that just pulls up at your door. And we've already established policemen are human beings just like anybody else. Even though they're supposed to have this code that's higher than thine, they're humans. And if you know a cop, he most likely will take the opportunity to see what your situation is before they try to exert force. So if you guys see some cops in public places, just say, hey, maybe how you doing? You might make them think twice about doing something wrong, or you might make them think about what can I do to better serve the community.
Sometimes it's good to talk to them so they can humanize you and don't see you as a person.
Man, I'm telling you, I done got pulled over a lot and had a lot of run-ins with the police when I was younger. And I'm telling you, man, I got out a lot of them, pretty much every single one of them, by being calm and saying whatever I felt needed to be said in the situation, doing whatever needed to be said. And my main goal is walking away without no problems or charges or tickets or whatever the case may be. And I accomplished that goal, and that's all that matters. You know what I mean? It ain't like a movie where I got to do some lewd acts or something like that. I just got to say the right things. I'm not, what you doing, bro? Well, I got to do this, bro, and all that. Nah, man. Hey, whatever I'm saying, as little as possible and whatever is needed to get the hell out of this. And then I go about my day. You know, and all that arguing and stuff, man, nobody like arguing, and you don't want to go through all that, so.
Yep, agreed. Well said.
Alexa.
Oh, boy. We got to go check out my girl, Miss Steve, that time, being played by Cousin Benny, ladies and gentlemen, from Power. Take a look at this.
And you folks came into town with these preconceived notions, and you're going to act on those, no matter what we tell you.
We came to town because the newspaper here reported on all the cash settlements the city had paid out to victims of police misconduct. Could there ever be a moment where a police officer performed their job in such a manner that you would agree with the finding that he or she should be fired for abusive behavior or brutality? Could that ever happen in Baltimore?
Certainly.
Has it ever happened?
We are a labor union, Miss Steele. We are here to support our members.
Kept it real.
Yeah, he
I'm
got
coming
to
to you, Moochie.
that the union backs them up no matter what.
Because they get paid by the members' paychecks.
Exactly. Which don't make it right. They're not doing the right behavior when you know these cops is effed up. He just basically avoided the question and gave you his answer, saying that whether they do right or wrong, we're here to support them, whether they are right or wrong. He ain't say that, but that's exactly what the hell he's saying. Moochie, you get first crack at this. It might not say, I'm enjoying every second this young lady is on the screen, but then I'll go back to you, Moochie.
Yeah, I like it too. Because I love the way she articulates herself. And we got Herc. He was a cop on the wire too. And,
he does a lot of work in New York.
Yeah.
And Baltimore and all of that area, yeah.
So he was good at seeing this, but basically he's letting her know, like, yo, these are our union members, so they have to support their brother.
Right.
Yeah.
So on you, Jay.
That was short and sweet.
Exactly.
So I'm a member of the union right now, and I've been a member of the Teamsters Union when I was earlier, so I kind of got a little insight on the union stuff. But before I say that part, one thing he did say, I know you can't play so many clips, but he said the clip which you said, but he also said, because she asked about the work slowdown, they said we don't endorse that, but if you think a cop is going to risk some, certain police actions only to end up losing his job or possibly going to jail, then yeah, they're not going to try to enforce the law to a certain degree, because they're going to pretty much be caught in the catch-22. And I get what they mean by that, but at the same time, that's him saying there's no way to police without policing people hard in that city, which I don't know about that. Now, it is a violent crimes may need, a violent solution to a certain degree, but at the same time, you got rules and you got the law to follow, because you're supposed to be the supposed good guys, supposedly. So if you doing just as much wrong as the supposed bad guys, then which one are you? And that's why they don't have any support from the community, whether it's for, witnesses or in juries and all of that. And as far as the union stuff, when you are paying union dues and you're paying all of this stuff, because people can vote to not have a union too. Or, they could also vote to have a new president for the union. And so he was the president of the union, right?
Yeah, so he wants to secure his position.
Exactly.
So he's gonna do what he does.
Exactly, because they can vote to replace his ass. And so he can't not defend his brothers, his cops, that he's getting paid, I'm sure, a six-figure salary, to be the president of the union labor board. And if you don't do a good job, they will vote to replace your ass. So in every union that I've been in, we get, the rolls to vote, the ballots to vote, rather, I should say, for who's going to be the head of the union. Just like Fran Drescher is not a head of SAG-AFTRA. Fran, yeah, they voted Fran. Fran is the head of SAG-AFTRA now, the union now. They just voted the nanny to be there. So she's the president of the Actors Guild, which is crazy.
Wow.
I know,
I'm in a
right?
union myself too. So with this, when you get in trouble, how can I say it? You're gonna want somebody to back you that's gonna stand for you.
Damn right.
They're not gonna condone the slowdowns, because we did that with the buses too. when our contract wasn't
Right.
like they had slowdowns, but that
They condone it, but they publicly can't.
they can't publicly condone it. So what they'll tell you to do is do it the safe way. So if you operate your bus at this, like driving this and at a certain miles per hour, and you're staying on your time points and stuff like that, if something happens, the union's gonna support you.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, as far as like, we had to deal with a lot of stuff with cameras now too, because now they got them on the buses, around the buses, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, I understand that, and it's certain things they tell us as far as how to conduct ourselves out there in the streets.
Yeah, because the first experience I had when I was with the union was at UPS back in 96. And 97, we went on strike. That was the first UPS strike. You know, that's what helped FedEx grow and all of that, because they used to just deliver letters and stuff. And then they started getting packages and things and all of that. But we were part of the Teamsters Union. And that was in Chicago. And Jimmy Hoffa Jr. was running to be the head of the Teamsters. Yeah, and while we was on strike, we had to go to the Teamsters building and like on the north side, like close to downtown, to get our little strike checks. It wasn't shit, but like $100 like every 2 weeks. We was like, damn, we need to go back to work. But anyway, they were behind bulletproof glass in there. Like, they was in bulletproof glass. It was a marble building, all that nice. But they was behind bulletproof glass, like hella security. Like, they don't play. The Teamsters Union, man. And, Jimmy Hoffa Jr. was running for the president of the Teamsters. After I ain't been in that for so long, I ain't kept up with what they do or who's the president now. But, yep.
All right. Well said. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to the next clip. By the way, shout out to everybody. Very, very happy that you guys came through. I'm kind of on a break here and there. I'm not doing as much YouTubing as I normally do. I'll get back to my high stream YouTubing probably in June. But I do have an interview tomorrow, and I would love for you guys to come and check out my man, Trey Chaney. He plays in We Own the City. He's Gordon Hawk. He also was Poop from The Wire. And he's in Saints and Sinners, my people, as Kendrick Murphy. He'll be here tomorrow to drop some lines on what it was like filming something that's based on real life with We Own the City, and what it was like filming with an iconic group of people from The Wire. Let's get on to the next scene recap, my people. And we got another one of these scenes with crooked ass Wayne Lee Jenkins. Lord have mercy, this boy here.
He's horrible, y'all.
I can't tell if he,
I'm starting to like him a little bit, though. I ain't even gonna lie. But he like an anti-hero type thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, like a ghost in a way.
Yeah. I mean, well, you know, I hate to say this, but it's just the truth. A lot of villains / anti-heroes have so many likable qualities about them that they are able to subdue the minds of people to following and falling for whatever bullshit they pushing.
That's true.
Like Donald Trump, a la Hitler, a la Putin, and our list goes on and on. And Jim Jones, you name it, they drink the fucking Kool-Aid, they dead.
Right, very charismatic.
You Jay, that's it. Yep. You cannot be a good anti-villain or villain unless you are charming and charismatic. And here we go with Wayne Jenkins again.
Real looking ass motherfucker.
Fuck you, man.
Say that shit again,
You
bitch.
fucking faggot.
Ooh, it's like that, huh?
Quiet, boy. Ain't nothing tough about you, bitch. Fuck you.
I tell you what, big dog, you going to jail a long fucking time, man. Get him the fuck out of here. It's a good ass fucking police work, dog. Yeah, you got 45, 50 G's up in there.
Shit, Wayne. There's patrol outside. We gotta get one out.
Okay, right. Okay, so we got the brick. We got 6 guns. We got the motherfucking powerboat. Say about 4 G's in drug money. That's something I'm gonna call it like that, dog. That's what we doing.
Wayne.
Hey, and I talked to my sister-in-law. She was she was the first black female detective in Chicago. and I was talking to her about this type of stuff going on, and she had a couple stories to share. But to make it quick, I was talking about what do police do when they get this stuff. Like, they're not going to burn the money. They're not going to what? Give it to what? Uncle Sam? She said it go into the police retirement fund. So they going to keep it one way or the other. It's just, are they going to split it with all the cops, or are those few cops on the scene going to take it? You know what I'm saying? So
now, see, this is what bothers me. And Jay, I'm going to give this one to you first. This is what bothers me. And people, if you've never been involved in the life of crime or street crime or anything like that, you probably don't know this. Jay knows. It bugs me to no end that if you are doing something deemed illegal, let's say you're selling guns, drugs, let's say you're having illegal gambling tournaments at your house, and the police come and raid your house and take all your cash, you still got to pay fucking taxes on those ill-gotten gains that they just took from you. Like, come on, man. If that doesn't tell you just how crummy the world is and it's about money, I don't know what else will. You have to pay taxes on something the government is deeming ill-gotten gains. They take it from you, and as Jay said, they put that free money into their pension plans, and does it get equivalated to inflation? Fuck no. Which is a problem. But I digress. I give the floor to you first, Jay.
Yeah. This one thing that dude should have done, since he already had the car wash business, and since car wash is a cash business, is he shouldn't have had those guns and them drugs next to that cash, because that could have been legitimate profit and legitimate gains from the car wash business. And you know, as long as he's putting it in the right paperwork, who's to say he didn't have a couple good months and he was just saving the money? You know, and that's a perfect business to launder his money. Exactly. That, Jay. Exactly. So, you know, that's why a lot of drug dealers use cash businesses or things like that to launder money. But he shouldn't have had them guns and drugs there. That messed it up.
Yeah. What messed it up for him was that desk with the false bottom. That's what messed it up.
Not really. Because you can have...
Because it was that and what you just said, the desk with the false bottom and the drugs and the money and the guns was in the same spot.
Yeah, that's the problem.
The brick and the guns.
Right. Because he could keep that cash in that desk with the false bottom and say, hell, I like to leave the cash in my business and I can't just leave it sitting out. You know, people got all kind of safes. You know, you can have whatever or put your money. But the drugs and guns, that was the problem right there. Then it looked like he, you know, they could say this money was from drug, you know, proceeds and this and that. And then he got a case to fight. And yeah, that was dumb. Why put everything in one spot anyway?
Feeding them information also about who got money, who got dirty money too.
Right.
Yeah.
It's somebody that's messing with one of those cops.
Yeah.
That's feeding them information. The black
that girl was telling them about the white people.
Yeah. G Money getting fed.
I don't know what girl it is because they didn't really show her yet.
No, they ain't show her.
But I feel like she's going to be exposed probably soon.
But Huggy Bear knew Wayne. You know what I'm saying? They knew each other. You saw how they was talking. He knew him by name and said his name.
Everybody probably knows him because he's like a dirtbag. Gina said was that Lil Kevin. I don't know who Lil Kevin is.
From The Wire.
Oh, okay. He definitely grew up if it was.
Now, the thing about this guy, Suter, he showed you that he had integrity. And from everything I have read and heard about the real life Suter, he was a standout cop, man. He solved a whole lot of murder cases in the Baltimore area before he died.
Oh, damn.
I didn't know he died.
I ain't know that either. Damn, you just dropped the bomb and passed it. Yeah.
Well, he might not die on the show.
That's true.
We don't know when they're going to cut the show off. I'm talking about real life.
Only 6 episodes.
That's because
Well,
I think
still-
it's a test.
Oh, you think
Right.
this is a pilot, like
Yes, yes.
A limited
It's not gonna
series.
Get carried
100%.
on to the next.
Yeah. I think
okay.
so.
Mhm.
I think so. It's not, and
we
you know
gonna
what?
go-
It's not a lot of people watching it either right now, and they missing out. They really are. It's a
Not
good show.
yet.
Not yet.
They are
Because
missing
people
out.
don't want to pay attention to details and stuff.
Yeah, well, it's
Right.
not getting enough
That's what
publicity.
they use us for, Moochie. We hear it.
Yeah. No, that's it. I was just saying it ain't getting
All right.
enough publicity.
Here's the last clip. Yep. Here's the last clip. Sorry about that. Shout out to the homie Monique. Subscribe to her, y'all, on IG and her YouTube channel. Ladies and gentlemen, just because he died in real life does not mean they're going to make him die on the show.
Clean it up. Clean
Does
it.
not make...
You can't clean the
does
floor with
not-
dirty water, Lamont. But you can
Yes,
put
I
out.
can.
But you can put
Yes,
out
I
the
can.
fire. You gonna put out the
Yes,
fire, right?
The hell I can. Abraham Lincoln got another documentary coming out. Y'all know what the hell happened to him, right?
Oh,
Abraham Lincoln.
now C-Mac messed it. He just
Oh yeah, he tried to put it in a super chat so that you make sure you say it.
I can't show it. I can't show it, y'all. I appreciate the super chat, C-Mac. I appreciate it, but I
Chili
ain't gonna
Mac.
show it just to see how they play it out. So we're gonna move on before we breach any more confidentiality clauses on my live stream tonight. Here we go. Check this one out with Sergeant John. Here we go.
Take care of the police officer. Hero cop.
Taking some money? Okay, yeah, maybe. But I did my job. I brought guns and drugs off these streets.
You never hurt anyone?
Fuck no.
What about Devon Robinson,
Who?
the young father that you took $10,000 from? The raid on Kentmore Road. Supplement reports say no money seized, but we know different.
Those kind of street debts don't get forgiven.
Moochie, you on that. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This punk right here justified his behavior in being a crook times two. He stole the money. He lied to everybody except for Herschel because Herschel saw him take the money. But he told everybody else he didn't take no money. A wise man once told me, Moochie, once a crook, always a crook. How can you trust a crook? And you got four crooks riding with each other, and they supposed to trust each other? No. And then on top of that, Moochie, he justifies his behavior by saying he's taking guns off the streets. He's taking drugs off the streets. And if I took a little money, so what? Floor is yours, Moochie.
Let me start off with saying this. He's a sergeant, right?
Yep, Sergeant John.
He put his crew together so he knew who had sticky fingers.
Mm-hmm.
He took the cream of the crop of the thieves and put them all together where he knew they wasn't going to rat on each other. Everybody was going to have each other's back. And he was stealing and not letting them know when he was doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was dirty, dirtier than dirty,
He
boy.
was dirty. He was dirty. Look at him.
Too.
Look at him. Look at him.
And
All
10
them
grand
little
ain't a lot
shoebox.
of money. I mean,
No, but it is to a supplier.
I'm not talking
When
about
he
that
like,
part.
look,
I'm
you
talking
ain't-
about
you
as a
ain't got
cop.
my money, you don't got my re-up. What's up?
No, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about as a cop. 10 grand ain't
Yeah, I
enough
know
for
it's
me to
not.
risk going to jail and losing my career over.
Well, Jay, you got to think. If he's doing this type of behavior 2-3 times a week, that's 30 grand a week.
That's
He
true.
ain't
That's
He
true.
ain't stopping with just one.
That's a good
Robbing
point.
drug dealers, so are they really saying anything?
No, they can't.
Right.
That's a good point.
Look how long it was before they caught them.
Exactly.
They was
Right.
knocking out for a couple of years.
That's
They
true.
went back all the way to like 2006.
Yes.
This picture right here was 2006 when
Mhm.
Suda was working with Wayne.
Yep.
That's true. That's a good point. I wasn't thinking about it like that. But if you getting that 2-3 times a week, yeah, that's extra 20,000-30,000 in cash. You know, that adds up. That's 100,000 a month.
Using his paycheck.
Jay,
you done made your police salary in half a month if you rob somebody 4 times and get 10 grand. That's your police salary.
Yeah. Even if they was making 60 grand, they still in 2 weeks.
We didn't even get to it if they robbing little small businesses and hitting them up every week for money.
Well, that's what Wayne just did right here. He hit my man up for 50 G's. That's his police salary.
I wouldn't count them as you right, they are a small business, but dude was dirty. But I get what you're saying, though. But yeah.
I didn't even think of the guy at the car wash. But now since you said it, Jay, you know, you do make a good point.
That's a good point, Jay. Yeah, speak on it, Jay.
I mean, they over here hurting these people, man. But at the same time, like Moochie said, what can the drug dealers do? They can't go and say, you know, the cops stole my drug money. Where they messed up is when they took that dude's equity from his home in the last episode. Yeah, and then when they took this dude re-up money, like you say, the chain of events, like we alluded to earlier, cost him his life. And this cop, he didn't realize that the effects that they were having. They thought, well, this is their money because he got it. Not realizing that was his re-up. And then he realized because all of the other people snitched on his ass because he didn't share the money with him. So they like, yeah, he took that 10 G's, man. We ain't had nothing to do with that. So he felt stupid right there because now you was greedy and you took all that money and none of your partners had your back on that one because you was greedy. And
but I don't think his partners, like his crew, knows for sure that he stole the money. They just was like, it wasn't me. And
they said it. The lawyer said it.
I believe they was asking everybody to see their reaction, and his reaction told it all. When he
I think Herschel knew. I don't think G Money or Rayum knew, but I think Herschel knew.
See, he probably took that 10 grand, which he probably didn't need to. Like you say, if you hitting these people up multiple times a week, you all making an extra at minimum 5 grand, 10 grand. A week if you splitting it up 3-4 ways, you know what I mean? So it was about 4 of them, so they would have each got like what, 2,500, but that's pocket money. And I don't know if you gonna play the clip, but we saw they was going to the strip club. He was buying some Pat Ron.
Let me show you that.
You know what I'm saying? He said, I will leave my wife.
He in the champagne room and he liked chocolate.
Damn right. And I didn't like that, actually. I ain't like that, though, because, like, you hurting this community.
In the champagne room and he liked some chocolate.
I felt really offended, though. Like, you hurting this community. You kind of oppressing these people in a way. But then you want they women to dance for you and all this and that. Talking about some, I'll leave my wife for her and fuck the police. Like, man, what? That kind of pissed me off, man.
This is nothing but the history of white supremacy in this nation. They hate you, but they want to F your women. Okay? They don't like you, but they want to screw your women and their children. That's white supremacy 101. It has been like that from ever since they got off that damn boat in Europe and them Indians smelt that wet chicken. They've been screwing everybody that they claim they don't like, women, forever. And in some cases, screwing the men too.
And they want to sneak out in that bun and dip in the chocolate.
Hey, that chocolate did look pretty tasty, though. I ain't gonna lie, though, boy. That strip club, they had the chocolate getting wet in the shower and everything up in there. I'm like, damn.
And she had hoop earrings the size of my damn microphone that was encrusted in diamonds. Boy, I was like,
what? I ain't even put mine on today.
Your pop filter. I got this on my mic right here.
I ain't even put my earrings on today.
Oh, you talking about the door knockers.
You talking about the real earrings.
Them door knockers. I ain't put on my door knockers. Look at you, at the tongue over here. I saw you.
to the people in the comments, man. We got 101. By the way, you guys want to come back for the interview tomorrow that I'll be doing with Trey Chaney, but also come back Thursday. It's going to be everything what's going on in the world roundtable discussion with the living legend Larry. Whatever's hot in the news, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about a little tech on Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Be here, be sharp. Let me conclude this thing by saying to you guys, they're doing this story based on the real life situations of what happened. Mm-hmm. And I'll ask you first, Jay, do you want to see them continue this story into seasons, or would you be happy if they ended it at episode 6? Because right now it's just a 6-episode miniseries. Talk to me about what you would like to see as the future of them telling a story of real life events.
Yeah, so I think they will need more episodes, considering that it's a lot of story left to wrap up in just 3 episodes. Okay. And since it is a true story, you know, reality is always a lot better than fiction most times. And some people, I see C-Mac over here. I like to talk with C-Mac, but he know every little detail of what's going on, it seems.
I was going to say that too.
Yeah, C-Mac, I would like to hear from you. But anyway, it would be interesting to see the trial play out. A little more of their background, like they've been going back and forth through their timeline, seeing all the way up to what happens to all of them and maybe the ripple effects of today. But John Bernthal is probably the only one that has a lot of projects, and Hippolyta that maybe can't go for multiple seasons. But right. He has done TV shows before, so who knows? He was doing The Punisher, and he wanted to keep doing it. But I don't. Back. Yeah, so I don't know. Back. Yeah, they are bringing The Punisher back. See what I mean? So who knows? But then again, like I say, he's a busy actor. You know, he's pretty much an A-list actor. He's worked his way up to being an A-list actor, and that King Richard. Even though he didn't have the biggest role, he was he still had a big role in that movie. And
Jay, let me ask you something. Let me ask you and Moochie something. When we get to the final episode, if C-Mac wanted to join us so that he can drop us that inner city knowledge, would y'all be okay with C-Mac joining us?
Yeah.
That's why I was just saying C-Mac hit me up. Yeah.
No doubt. Because he dropping some gems tonight.
C-Mac, on the finale episode, brother, be ready. You on deck. Go ahead and get your pitching arm ready, because we want to get the inside. My bad, Jay. Go ahead and finish what you're saying.
Yeah, I see he said it could be more seasons if they include the mayors. Yeah, that's why I say this could go deep. Yes. You know, and then I'm sure they still got the ripple effects going on, because Freddie Gray wasn't that long ago. How long did that happen? Like 5 years ago? 6 years ago?
Yeah, it was like 2016, wasn't it?
That was the one that they beat up and had him locked in the paddy wagon, right?
And end up paralyzed. Like, how you end up paralyzed? You know, so I know firsthand it take a lot. So, you know, they can't say that shit happened while you was handcuffed. That ain't how the human body works.
Right.
Yeah, and he was paralyzed from like around the neck area. So, you know, that's a lot right there. That takes a lot of force and trauma to the body to do that. Because your body is very flexible. So you got to be hit and bent in ways, or hit or hurt in ways that your body don't normally get hit or hurt or bent. You know what I'm saying?
That's down painful.
Very painful. It is. So, you know, definitely. C-Mac said 7 years ago. So, yeah, definitely.
Okay. Wrap it up for us, Moochie, but let me intervene with this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'll get more into this with Larry, because I don't want to burn up all of my guest time tonight. But one thing that the commissioner said that I didn't even say anything about was when he was talking about all the different forces that are pulling him in different directions to get things done. He mentioned the labor union. He mentioned his disgruntled cops. He mentioned the DOJ, and he was fine with them doing their decree. But did you guys catch how he also mentioned the wealthy donors and venture capitalists building shit in downtown. Now, this is what I've always said, and I'll get into it with Larry, and I'll let Moochie have the last word. They always make the face of crime the inner city black person.
Yep.
That's the face of crime.
Yep.
But here's the problem.
Scare 'em.
Who the hell you think is supplying the guns, supplying the drugs, and who the hell you think is getting away with white-collar crime that destroys more families than one dude who shoots somebody in the face over $10?
Right.
That's one family. The white-collar crimes go and take billions of dollars from multiple families, and we don't get enough of vilifying them MFing white folks that do that white-collar crime. But I'll save that for when I get up here with my man Larry. Moochie, last word is yours.
I feel like with this whole thing, I want to see. I would like to see more of it. It's making me want to read the book.
Okay.
Because it is based on a book, and I want to see who the actual characters are. So that's what I want to do. I want to do my digging with that.
Okay. You got it, Moochie. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I might get some answers tomorrow from this brother about what he had to do to prepare for this role, the studying, and all the things he had to do to get ready to perform in something that's this heavy. So come back tomorrow at 9 p.m. I'll be here. You might see Moochie pop in with a question if she's not busy. Y'all know how Moochie get down with the crew, and you know J Mo will be back next week.
I'll be going tonight too about my Real Talk Tuesdays, where we talk about relationships and everything. Moochie, I don't know if you coming or not tonight. We're going to touch on a little bit of the Kevin Samuels and all of that. So,
and Vivica Fox running her mouth.
I didn't even see what she said. I'm hearing all of the stuff. I'm hearing about it, but I want to go back and listen to what she said before.
Basically, I'm a paraphrase what she said. Basically, it was something along the lines of karma bites you in the butt, and he was bad for black women. Something like that. That's paraphrasing.
Okay.
Something she said like that.
Well, yeah, my main topic is going to be, was he toxic or was he right on the money?
I guess that's just going to come down to somebody's opinion. And ladies and gentlemen, a few of y'all have written in and asked me and Larry about relationship advice, since both of us have been married for more than 12 years each. And that's something we might think about one day, giving y'all relationship advice. You know, I got a little Steve Harvey in me mixed with a little bit of Cleopatra Jones. I got a little bit of all that up in here that I could disperse on y'all. And it'd be funny too. Somebody actually wrote me damn near basically a strawberry letter, left me their name and everything, and I never read it because I would never do nobody like that, the kind of stuff that was in that letter. So go follow J Mo tonight. He's going to keep you guys going with Kevin Samuels on his channel. His link is in the description. Moochie's link is in the description. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe. Till tomorrow when I see you guys for this interview, we out.
All right.